Change of plans today. As you can see, there is no header on here. I think the rest of my corn is dry enough to get out, so that's what we're going to do today, is try to finish selling this 10 or 12 acres of corn that I've got.
Out trying to finish up the last bit of corn. Got this field and one more to go. Today's the 18th of October. Hopefully we'll have it finished and then come back and get the corn stalks all bush hogged and cleaned up. We just switched everything over this morning, and hopefully things will go good and we'll have a good day. The gearbox is out on the truck, so we really went back to some old school stuff. If you can see the mighty grain cart there behind me, and that's what we're going to be using today to take everything back to the farm and put it in the bin. Gets it opened up, be able to move a little bit faster. It's always tough in these little fields when you're opening them up, trying to do the ends. The corn header takes 6 rows at a time, and if you don't get it just right, then you're going to end up with those rows of shame. I don't know if you know what a row of shame is, but that's when you have to go like the whole length of the field, and say you only have 2 rows to harvest instead of 6. The planter plants 6 rows at a time, and the goal is to line the combine up with those 6 rows, and everything should come out even. Once in a while, you just get a little bit off. But it's hard to count the rows and get everything lined up when you're opening it up, because you're worried about the field edge, trees hanging over, so much you need to focus on. But normally, if you plant the field, then you know how you want to combine the field, and it makes it a little bit easier. I was getting hit with corn cobs flying out of that thing. Try to get a moisture sample. See what kind of corn we got. Let's see. If I was a gambling man, I would say about 16.4. I'm gonna go with 16.4. See how far off I was. Donnie, I just told him we were at 16.4. Is it really? Not too bad. Not too bad. standing over there. I said, I think it's at 16.4.
Well, I think there are spots.
Took me a while to get this tank full. Going around the edges, the deer damage is pretty bad, so I got very little. But it'll get better. Well, I've still got some low spots in the field too, but we'll see. Maybe I can do 100 bushels to the acre in this field. Is what the moisture is. I can deal with that. I thought it was a little bit higher than this the way it was going in the tank, but 16.4 is all it is, so that's good. Everything is good up here.
Woo! Those bees' wings are getting us.
Okay, and I'm going to let him go dump this.
So here's the deal. I have the grain wagon behind the truck. And the steering on these old wagons is pretty sensitive. And you can't make sharp turns and turn too far because you'll bend up the steering rods on the trailers. And we used to use an old tractor to tow these wagons back to the farm. Now we're using this Dodge, which is like a tractor, I guess. And my whole challenge is going to be to get it to line up to the auger so we can put it in the bin. So we'll see how that works out here shortly. I have about a 5-minute drive back to the farm, and we'll see how it works out. Big guy managed to get it all lined up. I only had to back up about 8 inches. So I don't think I need to be nervous anymore. We can do this. I should go around the other side and make sure that the auger is in the hole, and maybe that it's not going out on the ground before I start getting too happy. Oh, I think we got it. I think we got it. Life is good. Now, if we could just get Trump back in office, maybe the price of corn would go back up and save the farmers. That would be the bonus. I think we finish up that field that Donnie's doing now, and this field here at the farm will be the last bit of corn. My struggle is going to be, I probably got to do this 5 more times today, but I think we got it. Piece of cake. They don't pay you extra for that.
And the Birdman has made it back. I may have to get over. No. don't have the grain truck today is because it is still in the shop. I got a call yesterday from them, and they are getting a new gearbox. So I had two options. The original equipment OEM was a $1,600 gearbox. The aftermarket gearbox was $1,200. So guess which one I went with? And both of them are rebuilt boxes, steering boxes for that truck. So he was hoping to get it in today, to get the gearbox to his place today, but he said shoot for Monday instead. Today is Friday, so he said more than likely it'll be Monday before I get the truck back, because he probably won't get that gearbox today, but fingers crossed, we'll see. But that's okay. We're just finishing up this corn today, hauling with the wagon. We're only 2 miles from home, less than 2 miles, so no big deal. We can still get something done. Oh boy, I just got a text message from the Birdman. He's at the farm unloading corn. He said the auger shaft is spinning, but the auger is not moving. That's not a good sign. That means I gotta climb up on top of the bin. That sprocket shaft, something has broke up on the top more than likely. Darn it. I didn't want to deal with anything like that today, but I guess I'm gonna have to. Okay, that shaft has broke at the top again, so we are pulling this down and taking it up to the shop so I can try to weld it up again. We'll see. There's not much there to weld on. Okay, I'm not going to get close to show you that bubblegum weld because it's pretty nasty looking, but hopefully it's going to hold something. We've got an auger full of corn here, but we've put a weld on it, and we're going to give it a shot. All right, we got it fixed the second time. The first time we didn't even empty the auger and it broke. I just didn't have a good bead on there. I think I have a good bead on it this time. We didn't put the cover back on it just so we can check it after we're done with this corn. Let's see if it works now. Let's hope so.
We had a minor little setback today, but we're back in business, trying to get the last bit of corn in. It might be this tank and one more. from the field we're currently working at, and then Donnie will come over here and we'll try to get this little bit here behind the house finished up. The sprocket, I'll find the end of the auger let go on us and had to get creative. Y'all probably don't know this, but Donnie's a master welder. And tack that thing right back on and reassembled it, and currently we're back in business. We just hope it holds until the season is over, and then if we need to do something more permanent, we could take a look at it. Like I forgot to turn the light out on top. I don't think anybody's gonna run into me sitting in here at the farm. So still a beautiful day. Sun shining, wind's blowing. Just had to put my little flannel back on because standing here in the shade, it is a little bit of a chill. Keep our fingers crossed, everything works fine here out.
Alright, this field is complete. This only did about 80 bushels to the acre, but the deer just did not help matters in this field. Dry weather didn't either, but I would say the deer hurt me. Probably 20 bushels to the acre. This should have been at least a 100 bushel field, but nope, it wasn't. Okay, I've got 2 acres left. I'm going to drop the header and head to the shop where I have the last 2 acres of corn to shell. It's taken us all day. Shouldn't have, but because of that auger, I'm not a welder. I can put some bubble gum on it. The first stick of bubble gum I put on it did not hold. The second stick of bubble gum seems to be doing the job at the moment. So fingers crossed that we can at least finish this corn today. And we are in the last field. Just 2 acres here to go. Let's hope we can finish it. It is Friday evening. It is 5:15. I guess I'm not going to make it to the door tonight for adult beverage time. That's okay. I'd much rather get this corn complete.
Finishing up the last field. 2024 corn harvest. We got a long ways to the bend from there to there. That's the only Ford truck on this farm too. Everything else is Dodge or Chevy. Ford's tough. This is the rest of the corn from the last field. Hang in there, little auger. We need you. You're doing a fine job. You can hear those corn cobs going through the combine. Really don't know how much closer to home you can farm in your backyard. Looks like it's down to about 18 rows. I don't know if Donnie's said in other videos, but you know, when you're running a combine, you're making your turns, it's always good to develop the habit of keeping the auger, see how much further it sticks out past the back of the combine, in the field. So when you get to the end and you turn, you want that auger to stay on the inside of the field. A lot of places are real tight. You can see the woods over there. And if you get in the habit of turning the other way, when you get to the end and you make that turn, that auger could swing around and possibly hit a tree, and that would not make for a good day. Not saying I don't know that from experience or anything, but everybody has their days. You see corn, barely see it, but it's coming up over the top, starting to peek out a little bit. I think there's going to be a good possibility that tonight is going to be a cold beverage night based on how the day has went. Yeah, been one of those days. You might be asking, like, with today everything going on, why didn't we use this auger to put the grain into the bins? Well, this one's a short one, and it won't reach the top, but this is what we offload the bin into the truck with. And fortunately, it's not tall enough to get to the top. I think Donnie might be trying to get a little bit of corn cap before he finishes. It's going to be close. It's like another down and back, and that'll be the end of it. Looks like he's going to make it. Got this one short row.
I've got 4 more rows left. The buzzer is buzzing.
That might be that row of shame right there that we were talking about earlier.
I think I'm going to have to bump the auger to get the last 4 rows on there. They're short rows. Let's just do this. Okay. That will be enough to get me to the end.
I think I just seen him do one of those old farmer tricks, and probably thinks the tank is going to overrun, so he shot a little corn into the auger, but he's got plenty of room.
And I've got a broken snout. The last 6 passes, that snout right there. The last 6 passes when it broke, but I think I'm going to get through it on these last 4 rows. And here we go. This has been the worst day and the best day of corn harvest this year. The worst day because it has taken us all day to get the last 10 acres because of that auger breaking. The best day because we are now complete. And this 2.5 acre field did about 140 bushels to the acre. That's pretty darn good for corn planted on June 3rd or 4th.
No more corn. Oh, that's it. All gone.
And there we go. Be careful or else you will have cab corn. You haven't had cab corn all year, don't make it happen now. But we're full.
Old 9500 did another year of corn.
And I'm just gonna pull up here to the wagon and we're gonna dump right in and we'll be done here.
I'm gonna drive up here and dump that corn in this wagon, and then I'm gonna put it up in the bin. All right, get this rolling here. That turned on. We got to get this going because There's more corn on the combine than what the wagon will hold. A lot of moving parts. You can dump that combine a lot faster than I can get it out of the wagon. Got to get everything cleaned out of there. When we start doing beans, soybeans aren't mixed in with the corn. Probably go up there and drop the corn header and be ready for soybeans.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a wrap. I'm gonna go down here and help the Birdman finish unloading this wagon. We'll probably move the auger to the soybean bin, and I may jump right back into soybeans tomorrow. So I'm gonna say, see ya! See ya!